Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Anna. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Litia Garr appeared during The Bachelor season 29, and it's clear that she's still in pain because Grant Ellis hurt her. 31-year-old Litia spilled additional tea about her private conversations with Grant. It certainly seems like he led her on from the beginning, and she's nowhere near over it. Though the runner-up on the show is always understandably devastated by the disappointment, Litia's beef with Grant is on a whole other level. She alleged that he repeatedly told her he was going to pick her, therefore she was shocked when he gave his final rose to someone else. Litia and Grant seemed like a solid couple throughout The Bachelor season 29. He liked the venture capitalist from the moment she stepped out of the limousine on night one, and they spent the whole season getting to know each other. He met her large family, and he seemed to fit in well with the close-knit bunch. When Grant told Lydia that he was in love with her, it seemed like she was the clear winner. Lydia walked into the final rose ceremony with the utmost confidence, only to have her hopes dashed. Grant told both of his final two women that he loved them during The Bachelor season 29. This was a mistake on his part because it meant that he was going to blindside one of the females. And that's exactly what happened. Grant really seemed to be deeply in love with Lydia throughout the season. When she appeared on The Bachelor season 29 finale, Lydia revealed that he had gone even further than telling her that he loved her. According to Lydia, he repeatedly told her that he intended to pick her in the end. Lydia told host Jesse Palmer that Grant gave her constant reassurances that she was going to get his final rose. She alleges that early in the season, he even told her that he wanted to end the season early because he had found his person. The night before the final rose ceremony, Lilia says that she told Grant, "I can't believe we're getting engaged tomorrow," to which he responded in the affirmative. Grant didn't deny any of Litia's claims. Litia walked into that final rose ceremony feeling certain that Grant was going to pick her in the end. Grant ripped Litia's heart out on national television when he gave his final rose to The Bachelor's Juliana Pascarosa, 28. Instead, Grant and Juliana got engaged during The Bachelor season 29, and they went public with their relationship during the season finale. It was especially surprising because though Grant was always deeply, clearly attracted to Juliana, it took her a long time to let down her walls. To her credit, Lydia said that she loved Juliana and wished the new couple luck. Litia isn't pretending to be over the heartbreak, nor is she mincing words. Soon after the Bachelor season 29 finale aired, Lydia posted photos to Instagram under the caption, 818 SN Heartbreak. She shared multiple photos of herself with friends during the finale. It appears as if her friends are comforting her in some of the photos. Lydia was transparent throughout her time on the show, so it's no surprise that she continues to be open and vulnerable. If The Bachelorette ever returns for another season, I think Litia would make a great option for the show's lead. Throughout the season, Grant's biggest concern about Litia seemed to be based on her religion. Litia is a devout Mormon, and Grant wasn't sure about what that would mean for his future children. During The Bachelor season 29's final episode, Grant's concern expanded to be more about Litia's biological clock. At 31 years old, Litia was always clear that she wanted to have children in the next couple of years. Grant didn't seem to have a problem with her schedule until the very end. There are multiple familiar faces in the photos Litia posted, including Dina Lupanko, who was also blindsided by Grant during The Bachelor season 29. Grant liked the attractive blonde right away. He quickly appreciated her intelligence and trusted her judgment, even taking her advice about some of the other The Bachelor season 29 women. Throughout the season, Dina and Grant seemed solid, so I was shocked when he sent her home after hometown dates. All season long, Grant changed his mind wildly and made questionable decisions. After what Grant did to her on The Bachelor season 29, no one could blame Litia for struggling to trust a man again. It's not just the fact that he ended up choosing someone else. It's about the fact that he repeatedly misled her so aggressively. It may be a very long time before Litia can ever fully trust a man again, and it's a shame that the Bachelor's Litia Garr wasted time on the wrong man. Grant couldn't even give her a clear answer on why he changed his mind about choosing her, other than to say that he just knew she wasn't his person. Litia is a great catch, and frankly, she may have dodged a bullet when Grant chose someone else. Litia should do her best to move on from her time on The Bachelor Season 29. Hopefully, she won't spend too much time crying about Grant. The Bachelor Season 29's leading man, Grant Ellis, narrowed his choices down to the final two women, Litia Garr and Juliana Pascarosa. And I don't think Litia was right for him. Throughout the season, Grant spent time getting to know 25 women, and on March 24th, he got engaged to Juliana. However, it wasn't an easy decision, as both finalists shared deep emotional and physical connections with him. The competition was fierce, and it became increasingly clear that Grant was struggling to make his final decision. Juliana and Litia captivated Grant from the start and kept him coming back with their sweet, bubbly personalities and strong family values, something that's important to Grant. However, one could argue Juliana has a deeper emotional connection with Grant, as both have close family members struggling with addiction. Additionally, Juliana's adventurous spirit contrasts with Litia's more reserved nature. While both women have strong qualities, it became evident early on that Grant and Litia weren't the best match. In the Hometowns episode, Litia and her large family welcomed Grant with open arms, which he loved given how much of a family man he was. However, Litia was vocal about being a Mormon and previously mentioned that her faith is a significant part of her life. During her one-on-one date with Grant, a week before Hometowns and the Rose Ceremony, she revealed she had never dated outside her religion. Grant let her speak, but his expression seemed to mirror what some viewers were thinking. One Twitter user, @9netiustrend, wrote, Grant assured Lydia he wanted God to be part of his life and future children's lives, even if it's not the same religion, and believed they could make it work. However, the LDS Church encourages full commitment, and given how important faith is to Lydia, Grant would have had to convert. If Grant picked Lydia in the end, this could have been a challenge, especially since Grant admitted he isn't a very religious person. It wouldn't be surprising if this influenced his final decision. One Redditor @Jins32 noted, from the beginning, the Bachelor's Juliana caught Grant's attention. From the delicious cannoli she shared with him to her impressive piano skills, which was a plus given Grant's love for music. As the season progressed, Juliana's strong-willed yet charming personality kept Grant intrigued, especially after the group basketball date. However, their connection truly deepened during their one-on-one date when Juliana revealed a close family member was struggling with addiction. This resonated deeply with Grant as his father faced similar challenges. Their shared experiences created a strong emotional bond, making Juliana stand out as someone who truly understood him. The two bonded over feeling like a lone wolf navigating life, but ultimately realized they didn't have to face it alone. Their shared hardships brought them closer, fostering a judgment-free connection that allowed their relationship to flourish. More than anything, Juliana's ability to express her emotions deeply moved Grant, arguably more than Litia did. Similar to Grant, Juliana values family and was eager to provide him with the big, supportive family he lacked growing up. Overall, the couple reflected both the good and broken parts of themselves, making them the perfect partners to help each other heal. Grant has expressed his feelings for Juliana many times, often gushing about kissing, talking, and being with her. He said, I also am falling hard and, if not very close to, in love with somebody else, which was soon revealed to be Juliana after he sent Zoe McGreedy home. At first, I was convinced Litia was the right woman for Grant, especially since they both admitted they were falling for each other. However, as mentioned before, Litia's religious faith meant Grant would have changed his lifestyle. On the show, he admitted to enjoying an occasional drink and having tattoos, things that could have created future conflicts, especially if they have children. Beyond religious differences, their deep connection wasn't as strong as his connection with Juliana, which Grant admitted at the final rose ceremony. During hometowns, Litia confessed her love, but Grant didn't seem ready to say it back. However, during fantasy suites, Grant told Litia he loved her, saying, "I can see myself with you and see you as my wife because I do love you." Yet, former Bachelor contestant Ashley Iaconetti shared on the Almost Famous podcast, "I did not feel their connection as strongly as I usually do during their date, what was aired. To her, the I love you felt sudden, and she hadn't realized Litia was a frontrunner until he said that." I agreed. It felt forced, as if he had lost that spark in his eyes that he used to have. Grant later confirmed those suspicions in his confessional, admitting he should have waited longer before saying it. While Litia was sure of her feelings, Grant wasn't in the same place. Even Jesse Palmer said in a Us Weekly interview that Grant needed to be nudged to decide because he was unsure. Litia wasn't the one for him, as he wouldn't have hesitated if she were. Juliana is his person, and I think Grant made the right choice in the end. Litia Garr walked away from The Bachelor season 29 without an engagement, and now she's publicly complaining about Grant Ellis and the results of the dramatic season. Litia made it to second place behind fellow The Bachelor season 29 cast member Juliana Pascarosa, the woman Grant is currently engaged to. Litia was completely blindsided when Grant chose Juliana over her, but she should have seen the writing on the wall. Bachelor's Litia Garr has definite cause to be upset. She and Grant told each other they loved each other, which was a very big step for Litia. Despite being in long-term relationships prior to meeting Grant, Litia had never told a romantic partner she loved him. Doing so with Grant, and the feeling being reciprocated, easily gave Litia reason to believe she was going to be proposed to. However, it's a little uncouth for Litia to complain so openly when Grant and Juliana are trying to enjoy their newly public relationship. Going into The Bachelor, she had to realize there was a 1 in 25 chance she wasn't going to be chosen at the end. Yes, she and Grant had a connection, and yes, she is allowed to be upset she was broken up with. Litia was vulnerable and open with Grant during their dates and solo time on The Bachelor. Her approach to the show was admirable, especially when she knew there was such a good chance she'd end up hurt. However, her honesty, while necessary, may be the reason Grant didn't choose her in the end. Litia is 31 years old and desperately wants to be a mom. When asked about her timeline, Litia admitted she would like to start trying to start a family in 2 years. Grant seemed concerned about this, as he had imagined he would wait more than 2 years before thinking about kids. In an interview with People, The Bachelor season 29 winner Juliana Pascarosa cited this as the big difference between her and Litia, saying, "Lydia's desire to start a family soon meant her and Grant's relationship would turn serious far more quickly than if he chose Juliana. Grant told his dad his relationship with Juliana was more fun, which ultimately was what Grant decided he wanted. Lydia's honesty was necessary, but it was the downfall in her relationship. Bachelor Nation got to know and love Litia Garr as she looked for love on season 29 of The Bachelor. Since her time on the show, she has been keeping fans updated with her life online and often hangs out with her friends from Bachelor Nation. This past weekend, Litia went to Coachella with a few fellow Bachelor Nation stars and ended up hanging out with some other stars as well while at the festival. Photos were captured of Litia with both Kendall Jenner and Hailey Bieber inside the 818 Tequila pop-up tent. Kendall has shared before that she is a huge fan of the Bachelor Nation franchise, so we love that she and Litia got to meet. One photo captured from the weekend shows Litia and Kendall smiling and posing together while taking a selfie. Over the photo, a caption was written that says, "Today was V cute" at Kendall Jenner. Another photo shows that not only did Kendall and Lydia take a picture together, but they hung out and chatted as well. In the picture, Lydia is deep in conversation with the famous model while standing right next to Hailey Bieber, who is also smiling and chatting. How cool! We love that Litia got to meet both Kendall and Hailey, and it looks like they all had a great time together at Coachella. We're wrapping up here for today, but the excitement of trending gossip doesn't stop here. We'll be back with new surprises very soon, so stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe.